In this video, I'm going to answer the question if you should look for changing your job this time. Now, you would have heard about what's happening in the US and the rest of the world about the Great Resignation, where a record number of people are actually leaving their jobs. It's not just in US and Europe, we're also seeing this in India. Now, as the economy comes back, as there is pent-up demand, new sectors keep opening, and as attrition is going to hit an all-time high, in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can approach this topic for yourself if you should look to change your job right now. Now, before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Sandeep. I'm an MBA from IIM Bangalore and I have a strategy course from INSEAD. I have nearly 12 years of leadership experience in FMCG and consulting. I'm the author of 3 successful books, with my 3rd book, Hacks for Life and Career, being a bestseller on Amazon. The first principle you should look at is how happy are you with your boss and your company? So say if you are unhappy with your boss or your company because they have not treated you well during the pandemic, they made you unnecessarily work every weekend, they treated you with disrespect, they didn't give you the promotion which you deserved, they didn't give you the rating which you deserved, some of you might have had to take a cut which was not necessary. If you believe your boss and the company did not treat you well during the pandemic and they treated you badly because they thought they could get away with it, do not think twice. You have to look outside and move on. This is a golden time to look for an alternate job. Now, some of your bosses might come back and sweet talk you during this phase. You should never forget how they treated you when the going was not easy. So never work in a place where the work culture is not great. So if you are unhappy with your boss, if you are unhappy with the firm, you absolutely have to get out right now. The second lens you have to look at is the lens of money. Now, money is not everything in life, but money is a very big indicator of your skill set, of your success, of your leadership, of how good you are as a professional in corporate India. And you should always think of money from the following lens. If there is an alternate offer in the market and they are giving you less than 20% hike, but if you are happy with your firm, if you believe your boss and your firm have treated you well, you should actually not move on if the hike is less than 20%. Now, if the hike is greater than 20%, then you should have a conversation with your boss, you should have a conversation with your company, and then you should see what the path over the next 6 to 9 months is. If your company says that we can bridge this gap over the next 6 to 9 months, and if they have treated you well, you should definitely consider staying on. Now, if the hike is greater than 20%, what the market is offering you, you have this conversation with HR, you have this conversation with your boss, but the company says, no, we cannot bridge the gap even in the next 6 to 9 months. In my view, you should interview with that other company and consider the offer strongly. But always remember, never join a place just because of money. Always look at work culture. You should consider the shift only if the work culture in that company is very good. The third principle you should look at, and it's a very, very important principle, is on promotions or role upgrades. Now, if you study successful careers, what happens is if you stay in one company for too long, you do not move as fast. You might not get all the promotions on time because there's so many people at the same level. There is a limited pyramid. And if you have to move up in life, and if you have to get those promotions or those role upgrades, you have to shift sometimes. So if there is a market offer that is coming and they're giving you a higher role or your higher promotion, you should definitely have a conversation with your boss or your HR in your current firm. And if you're happy with them, and if they say in the next 6 months we are going to correct it, you should continue with your existing firm. But if they are not able to correct it, if they say in the next 6 months or the next 9 months we cannot correct this and give you the higher role, you should definitely consider moving on and taking that role, provided the work culture of the place is very good. A few points you should also look at when we consider should you look for a job shift right now. If the hike is less than 15 to 20%, you should question yourself very seriously why you are looking to shift your job. Only if you do not get along with your boss, you're unhappy with your boss, unhappy with the company, or unhappy with the work-life balance or the culture, should you consider a job shift when the hike is less than 15 to 20%. Unless there is something seriously wrong, never go for a reduction in salary. It shows very poorly on your career over a period of time. Now, when you're quitting, your HR might actually make you a counter offer. When you're actually quitting, the HR might come and say, oh, we will correct your salary, or we will give you the role upgrade you're looking for. So after you have quit, if they make you this offer, my personal take is you shouldn't take it. And the reason for that is very simple, that if it took your resignation for you to get your due, then it's probably not worth staying in that company, because every time you cannot fight for your due by resigning. So if the market is thinking that you belong to a higher role, but the company is not able to match that, and it only takes your resignation to get you there, it probably isn't the right place to work in the first place. Now, some of you might ask, which are the sectors which are booming, which are the sectors you should strongly consider? Or in all honesty, all the sectors are going to do very well. So FMCG is doing very well, consulting, advisory is doing very well, e-commerce is doing very well, technology roles are doing very well, the startup space is doing well, the pharma space is doing very well. So if you see across the board right now, over the next 6 to 9 months, all the sectors in the Indian economy are broadly expected to do very well. So if you've been looking for a shift, it is pretty much the right time right now. Now, if you're looking for the right set of skill sets to actually make this shift, I recommend you look at INSEAD IIM's all 2D set of courses. The link for that is in the description below. It'll help you pick some of those nuances with which you can negotiate for a better role. Now, if you have any questions, do let me know what you think. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can drop your questions on LinkedIn with me. I will try and respond to as many of them as I can. So till next time, take care.